Let's talk about, I guess, Cuba first, and then we'll talk about the Havana Syndrome stuff. But I did want to take a minute to talk about this terrible tweet the Libertarian Party put out. I feel somewhat obligated as a party member now to speak out against the stupidity of this on the Twitter account. For people who aren't watching, the LP National Party, the verified account, tweet out, Libertarians stand with the people of Cuba in their effort to throw off the oppressive communist government. Communist is government ownership of human beings and the product of their labor. It has no place in the civilized world. Everybody deserves freedom. Hashtag SOS Cuba. Will, this was unbelievable that it came out of the LP national account. It could have been written by Marco Rubio. There's absolutely nothing in here about the U.S. empire embargo or the fact that the U.S. runs a torture prison on the island. Let's talk about human rights and, human beings that have control over themselves. How about the 39 detainees left at Gitmo? And in fact, I did a advanced search of the Libertarian Party Twitter account for Guantanamo Bay or Gitmo and found that it's been since 2019 that they even bothered to tweet about the torture prison. So, Will, this to me was just like kind of treating out some right wing establishment crap. There wasn't anything in this tweet that was remotely unique that again couldn't have been tweeted out by somebody mainstream in the Republican Party, and I was very disappointed to see it. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it.
Yeah, I saw that the Libertarian Party Mises Caucus kind of came up and followed up. They were nice about it. They were very polite, but they said, as an addendum, we think you should lead with non-interventionism or something like that. And I thought that was, that was more on the mark, definitely. Because I didn't disagree with as far as it goes. Sure, I'm not into communism. Communist governments often do abuse their people, but it's just kind of tone deaf when I don't know. It's kind of like Dave Smith says, giving a stump speech from 2010 or something. It just seems kind of irrelevant to the current situation on the ground. I don't know. I think they should lead with non-interventionism always. That should always be sort of the libertarian stance, is opposing especially if your government is the global empire. That is sort of your responsibility at all times. Sure, you can mention that the communist state in Cuba abuses its people, but I think front and center you always have to put the non-interventionist angle.
Yeah, yep. And then I guess, too, it doesn't seem to me that it should be really the concern of the Libertarian Party of what's going on in Cuba beyond ending the U.S. intervention on the island. And I guess it would be a different story, Will, if the LP was constantly tweeting about ending the embargo and,
Right.
about Guantanamo Bay and general U.S. interventionism in Latin America. But that really doesn't come up that often. I mean, the LP
No.
Twitter account doesn't tweet all that much. And so when it does put out tweets, it's kind of a little bit more significant than somebody like, a Michael Malice who tweets 40 times a day or something. It
Right.
doesn't put out tweets all the time. And so when they put out something like this, especially with the SOS Cuba, which
Yeah.
is just the straight up regime changed hashtag, it's tweeting out Coney 2012 and 2012. Yeah, I don't want those, little girls to die or become sex slaves, but I don't want U.S. troops going to West Africa to find them. That,
Right.
that kind
Absolutely.
of situation. And this is the LP going along with that narrative is shameful. And the LP could have a lot better and more important takes to add to the situation rather than again just going along with something any mainstream Republican would have said. And in fact,
Absolutely.
really any establishment centrist Democrat, if you're even Obama level progressives, they want to open up trade with Cuba, but Biden doesn't. So
Right.
yeah.